Get ready for all the highlights of Valley High School football. It's time for Action 4 Sports Sunday Sports Extra.
Hello and welcome to Sunday Sports Extra. I'm Action 4 Sports Director Clay Williams. Action 4 Sports reporter Brendan Fitzgerald will be along a little later with a great story on the best two-way player in the Valley. But joining me right here, it is Joe Bowling, the voice of high school football on 840 Fox Sports and of 956sports.com, and Greg Selber, the reigning Texas Sports Writer of the Year for high school football. He is also from 956sports.com. Guys, good to have you here. Let's go ahead and start with the biggest game of the week. It was this last weekend at Rattler Stadium when McAllen Memorial took on Sharyland for first place in 35A. The Rattlers had won 18 straight in district play. The last team to beat them, yeah, Matthew Kaufman, when he was a freshman. And look at him evade the sack there and then hitting Rigo Rodriguez in the flats. And then watch Rigo Rodriguez. He hands the ball off to his teammate Michael Hinojosa, who gets another 20 yards and went down to the 10. From there, Kaufman took it in. Memorial led 21-0 at the half, just taking the ball and not letting it go. Sharyland would rally in the third quarter. Quarterback Trace Barrera would make it 21-14 Mustangs, but delivering the dagger, it would be Kaufman again. This time from 40 yards out, the scamper to the promised land. The Memorial signal caller finishes with 164 yards, 2 scores on the ground. Last chance for Sharyland, but McAllen Memorial's defense came up huge with not 1 but 2 interceptions. This one for Raul Jimenez. McAllen Memorial wins 28-14, takes sole control of 35A, the first loss for Sharyland at home in 15 games.
Oh, it feels great. I mean, it's a big rivalry. We're both 6-0 undefeated. It was just a great win for us. It's a good stepping stone, and it's just one step closer to winning the district championship.
We got big hurdles ahead of us. This definitely didn't win the district championship, but we had to go through here to have a shot at it.
And they definitely do have a shot at it now. Take a look at the 35A standings with McAllen Memorial on top all by themselves, Sharyland all alone in second, and then, oh my goodness, a 4-way tie for third between McAllen Rowe, McAllen, Donna, and La Jolla Palmview. La Jolla gets their first district win in about 3 years. Mission still looking for their first win on the year. So guys, let's talk about it. Greg, let's start with you. McAllen Memorial went into Sharyland, went into the Lion's Den as it were, and they bearded the Rattlers, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, they came out and ran right at them, and they established that big 21-0 lead. Sharyland came back with a great third quarter, but that margin of error was so slim that once you make a mistake or two, that comeback is over. I'll tell you what, it was an interesting, fun night to be there. Sharyland did not, in my view, stretch the field. Now, they never had a chance to get established in the offensive rhythm because they didn't even have the ball for the first half. I mean, it was an amazing time of possession win for Memorial.
A lot of people saying it comes down to experience. McAllen Memorial had a lot more of it with Kaufman at quarterback, of course. Sharyland still a young team, Joe.
Well, I think that's what a lot of people weren't looking at going into this game, is just how young the Sharyland team was, and that they were tested by Donna, and they came out of there with a win. But now they're looking at a team that has beaten them once, especially with Kaufman coming in as the quarterback saying, hey, follow me this time. I can beat these guys, and indeed they did.
All right, but now 35A is kind of I mean, it is up in the air, especially with what Mac High was able to do with Donna. That's probably the most surprising verdict of the week.
Right, that game, the Memorial game, wasn't a surprise. Like you said, once we consider the fact that, you know, one team was experienced, the other team probably wasn't as experienced. I was a little surprised at Donna, but they played so well all year that they were due for a down moment, and now they have it. Now we're going to see how they come back. McAllen got to feel good about what they did. Rowe's got to feel great about shutting out Palmview. They took 7 sacks, gave them 132 yards. So, I mean, Rowe and McAllen right now are on collision course to finish tied for that 4th spot, provided Donna finishes 3rd.
Well, it was a pair of must-win games for both Mac High and for Rowe, Joe. And Rowe coming up huge with their defense and shutting out Palmview 24-0.
Well, I think that's the thing that we're going to hit on for the next couple of weeks, is everything suddenly becomes a must-win football game. And when you talk about must-win football games, most coaches will turn to you and say, and immediately, I need my defense to step up, and they may be able to win this ball game. So no surprise there. And a must-win that the defense makes a difference and they get the win. It's not going to end. We're going to have that same storyline for the next couple of weeks.